New at 10, a man is out of the hospital and recovering after he says his ex-girlfriend tried to kill him.
Here's the deal. It is a miracle he survived because he says she shot him several times, firing until she ran out of bullets. Tonight, he's still worried because his ex just posted bond.
Anayeli Ruiz joins us live now. And Anayeli, the victim is worried she'll come after him again.
That's right. Elvis Munoz is still recovering from surgeries to his hands, intestines, and lungs. And now he says his worries obviously are not just concerned about him, but those around him.
So it's a little hard.
Elvis Munoz is sharing his story, revealing the wounds he says his ex-girlfriend Alexis Pinto left behind when she shot him. He says she tried to kill him.
I mean, to take care of somebody and love them as so much for 3 years, and for them to pay you with bullets, try to take your life.
He says he didn't realize it at first, but he was in an abusive relationship. Munoz says his girlfriend was jealous, controlling, and isolated him from his loved ones. It all came to a head on September 5th when she took him to a wooded area near 288 and Airport Boulevard, supposedly to watch the sunset. Instead, she allegedly opened fire.
That's when I felt my left hand get hit. Like, I just felt my hand get hot, and I was running, holding my chest and stomach.
He says she aimed the gun directly at his face. Fortunately, he moved just in time and the bullet grazed him.
I just threw my hand like this, and I moved my head, and it went in.
After emptying her gun, Elvis Munoz says he convinced Alexis Pinto to get help. She called her father and drove him to a gas station where help finally arrived. Multiple surgeries later, Elvis, once a mechanic, is now disabled with limited movement in his hands.
I took several shots. I fought for my life for hours.
But just yesterday, the same day he was getting a bullet removed from his back, Alexis's bond was reduced from $75,000 to $10,000. He's now scared, not just for himself, but for the family that is caring for him.
I am furious that the system is not doing their part because someone stated that she has a mental illness.
Now Alexis Pinto is out on bond, and Elvis Munoz says he's living in fear.
She might want to come back and do something.
Again, Alexis Pinto has been released from jail. She has to follow several bond conditions, including wearing an ankle monitor. Reporting live, Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Kadash, the bonus of the Apostle Elsgate Millstone, peace, citation, hope, Olek, Shalom. And I'm going to get into the lesson of this video. This is going to be regarding, of course, the situation where this Jake has gotten shot several times by his demon, in other words, his woman. And this is from the daily.co.uk. It says in this article, furious glamorous girlfriend is freed on bail after luring ex to field where she shot him multiple times. So it says, a woman accused of shooting her ex-boyfriend multiple times in a field has been released on bail. Alexis Pinto, 23, allegedly convinced her ex, Elvis Munoz, 24, to take them to a wooded area near 288 and Airport Boulevard, just outside of Houston, Texas, on September 5th to watch the sunset. Instead, Pinto allegedly opened fire on Munoz, her boyfriend of 3 years, aiming a gun right at his face and shooting him until she ran out of bullets, he told KHOU 11. That's when I felt my left hand get hit, like I just felt my hand get hot. I was running, holding my chest and stomach, he added. He underwent multiple surgeries to save his life, but is now facing fresh fears for himself and his family and his ex-girlfriend, and has been released on bail. Pinto was originally being held on $75,000, but as of Thursday, a judge lowered it to $10,000. She was released the following day. Legal documents reviewed by DailyMail.com stated that the court determined Pinto has a mental illness or to be a person with an intellectual disability. So Alexis Pinto, 23, who allegedly shot her ex-boyfriend Elvis Munoz, 24, multiple times on September 5th, has been released from jail. Pinto was originally being held on $75,000 bail, but as of Thursday, a judge lowered it to $10,000. It is unclear why it was reduced. The alleged shooting stemmed from an argument between the couple that happened earlier that day, according to court documents reviewed by DailyMail.com. Pinto allegedly became angry with Munoz, a mechanic, after a client brought their vehicle to their home for him to work on, the documents revealed. She then came outside and started to question why the client was there before attempting to hit Munoz. The filing continued. Munoz then grabbed her wrist and asked her to relax, which then led Pinto to kick one of their dogs violently, according to the documents. She then asked her ex-boyfriend why he put her hands on her before insisting that he take her to the field in Harris County so the pair could watch sunset court records detail. Once the couple made their way to the location, Pinto then allegedly ran out the car, leading Munoz to call after her. Records showed Pinto then yelled at her boyfriend to come here before he made his way toward her, according to the documents. She then yelled, "Teach me about deer hunting. You really think I'm going to deer hunting out here?" Nah, she's and nigga, fuck you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Doing me like that, nigga, stupid ass nigga. Court records showed Munoz was shot on the chest, hands, stomach, and had to undergo multiple surgeries. She was later arrested on September 20th during an unrelated disturbance call after officers noticed that she had an active felony warrant for aggravated assault. Court records show Munoz, who was left confused, then asked his ex-girlfriend what she was referring to before heard a shot go off and he was shot in the chest by Pinto, the filing said. While she shot at him, Munoz attempted to block it and was also shot in the hand, documents show. While the Pinto then allegedly screamed at him again and said, "Stupid ass nigga." As Munoz described, "She shot me," according to documents. Munoz added that Pinto had then held the black gun back, in a tilted manner just before allegedly pulling the trigger again, injuring his other hand, the filing stated. He said he then slipped and fell in what he thought were his final moments, waiting for Pinto to shoot him again, the document stated. According to Munoz, as he laid on the ground bleeding and in pain, he heard Pinto call someone and he said, "He shot me," the legal document showed. He then begged her to call an ambulance as Pinto allegedly fell into a state of shock and profusely apologized for her actions, court records showed. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do you like that. I didn't shoot you in the right places," she said, according to the documents. Wow. It says, when Munoz questioned what she meant by that, Pinto allegedly pointed the weapon at his face and fired another round, but he shielded himself with his hand, documents showed. According to the filing, he continued to ask her to call an ambulance, as Pinto said, "I didn't mean to do you like this. It was supposed to be quick." Pinto then helped Munoz limp back to his truck before she drove him to a gas station, legal documents added. When the detectives arrived at the scene, Pinto declined to them because she did not want to say any words that would get her in trouble and wanted a lawyer, records show. She was later arrested on September 20 during an unrelated disturbance call after officers notified that she had an active felony warrant for aggravated assault, court records show. She was charged with aggravated assault of a family member and booked into jail. Wow. Other conditions of her bail: Pinto cannot have any contact with Munoz or his family, cannot possess a firearm, and must wear ankle monitor, among other orders. The state asked for $1 million bail for her, while her public defender requested $40,000. Records show she then hired an attorney who managed to get her bail lowered to $10,000. Under the conditions of her bail, Pinto cannot have any contact with Munoz or his family, cannot possess a firearm, and must wear an ankle monitor, among other orders. Despite the orders, Munoz and his family are still fearful Pinto will try to hurt him again. She's a danger to the community, to children, to family and friends, and to me as well, he said. She's not just a danger to me or my friends because she knows where several of my friends stay at home, but most importantly, my family. I have little nieces, my sister and nephew, my mom and dad. He is also frustrated that she was allowed to get out, as he compared his grueling recovery time to getting a pat on the wrist. And for me, having to be in surgery for several days, not even just 7 days, 4 weeks, and after getting a gun pointed straight directly to my head, it's just not fair, Munoz added. And fears that the system is not doing their part, his sister said. Pintos is expected back in court in January. DailyMail.com contacted her attorney. So without further ado, I'll bring out some scriptures made the lesson edifying. And Sirach chapter 25 verse 13, it says, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman, and any affliction but the affliction from them that hate me, and any revenge but the revenge of enemies. There is no head above the head of a serpent, there is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy. Yeah, that goes to show you right there that the wickedness of a woman is really treacherous, because like, yo, she could pretty much be mad at you and then hold that grudge against you, and then eventually have you go somewhere and lure you somewhere, right? And she could have also had other people, let's say, surrounded in the area to basically subdue him and bind him up, and just do whatever they want to him, because some women are also known for doing shit like that too. And in this day and age, you have these desperate punk ass niggas that will pretty much get let's say a lot of the dirty work done for a woman that they're trying to please, just to get between their legs. And you see, and this is the reason why judgment is really fucking needed for 2/3 of our people, bro. Like, and one thing about, like, let's say when it's coming to the whole nation of our people, yeah, you see, you fucking other kingdom woman, you ain't exonerated neither. You fucking Latinas, and you fucking, which a lot of y'all are fucking spics too. Like, y'all are not fucking exonerated, and even you wetback Native Americans too. Y'all are just the same niggas as well. You're just from a different tribe, and from a different kingdom within the nation of Israel. Because y'all will represent another kingdom. And the way the so-called white man still looks at you as an inferior race, regardless, and you're still being oppressed by the white man. But yeah, but back to the point, a lot of you wicked ass women, the Most High got a lot of judgment coming for y'all, and a lot of y'all gonna get Micah 7 and 10. And coming from the from other articles that I also looked into the situation, like, because some articles also reveal like certain things that other articles don't reveal, and this is like some recent information, so it's crazy how she had gotten a call from the like a police complaint regarding about aggravated assault for another incident outside of this, and that's what got her arrested. And then they also gave her a felony, for a warrant for her arrest, and then she did something like this now. And then you mean to tell me that y'all just gonna let her off the book with a fucking, and they're gonna call it a mental illness? And honestly, this bitch is literally supposed to be in prison for like a good 20 to 25 years. She literally did a first degree attempted murder. She emptied the whole clip on a nigga. And to be honest, I don't even think she was even who knows if she was licensed to even carry a firearm. But in the state like Texas, I'm not really too sure on the procedures on the license to carry, like how lenient they are out there. But New York City, I know that's pretty much where I'm in. It's really strict on the gun laws that they have out here. But out in the state of Texas, it should be like easier to own a firearm out there. And I even heard that like from what I was reading through the articles, there was another one where it mentioned about how this guy wanted to even tell her, like, pretty much it was saying in the other articles that how he even tried to convince her to help him out, after she shot him, and that's the reason why she ended up calling the ambulance, because he said that he still wanted to grow with her and basically have children with her, which I thought he was a fool for saying that. But then again, it seems like as though he probably was just saying that just for her to help him survive through all that gunshots that she gave him. And he even mentioned that how he would just say that somebody else shot him, but it seems as though, like, of course he was just saying that just to pretty much get her to still attempt to save his life, which it seems like of course he's doing good and recovering. But it's like, I know he would be a damn fool if he was to go back with someone like her, because that's some shit you can't come back from. You literally try to attempted to murder somebody, and that's why in Sirach the 25th chapter verse 21 it says, "Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure." And verse 19 says, "All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, let the portion of a sinner fall upon her." This bitch is so wicked, she tried to kill him to the point where she was even trying to tell him that it was supposed to happen quickly, and she said she was sorry. I'm like, what type of fucking psychopath like that exists? That's literally some shit that you'll see in a thriller / crime related film. The shit that she played out. And for her to even say that she was sorry that he was supposed to die quickly, that's almost talking like Esau, trying to tell, that you're trying to say you're sorry, but at the same time, you really have, malevolent intentions to kill. And in Sirach, the 26th chapter, verse 7, it says, "An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that have hold of her is as though he held a scorpion." Right? Because you see, one thing about a scorpion is they have that poisonous venom, and they could pretty much inject you with that, once they stab you with that stinger, and get you hospitalized, fighting for your life. And this guy, he pretty much was in the hospital getting surgery and fighting for his life. And to some point, he's paralyzed, to where he can't move his hand a certain way as he used to. And it may be like that temporarily, hopefully, but ultimately, we all know through the scriptures, it says that how a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So who knows what wickedness that he has done to get paired up with a woman like her. And the fact that they let this bitch out on fucking bail is what really infuriates my soul. I'm telling you, bro, like, honestly, if I was him, shit, like, I'm telling you, I can't, like, if I was in his situation, bro, the Lord will have to pretty much have me like Stephen Hawkins. I'm just saying, like, to the point where I can't move a muscle, like, because if I was to get back at this bitch, bro, like, I'm telling you, bro, like, it wouldn't be me just shooting her down. I will have to dose her face with acid, bro. I will have to buy something to just literally, like, fuck up her face or something like that, just to have her suffer, and then get her paralyzed at the same time. And because I'm just saying, like, I really have heat for bitches like this. You see, only in first world countries like America, bro, shit like this goes on. I'm telling you, if this bitch was to even look at a man the wrong way in the Middle East, bro, this bitch will, what? If she was to go out in the East moving like this, like in those countries like where Elam dwells, or where Ishmael dwells, like in the Middle East, or in those South Asian countries like India, or Bangladesh or so, like, yeah, countries like that, this bitch will have acid thrown on her fucking face, like, straight up, just for even being slightly rebellious. Even the slightest form of feminism out there, those women get horrifically judged on the spot, like, quickly. They get given some chances here and there, But it's like if they continuously act a certain type of way, that where their husband can't deal with it anymore, what the husband do is that he would just take acid, throw it in her fucking face, and then basically divorce her so that no man's gonna want her after he has disfigured her to that point where she's gonna end up looking like a horror movie zombie of some sort. And at that point she's just permanently disfigured. And if judgment happens that quick over there, imagine to bitches like this, man. You want to shoot at your boyfriend because you suspected him of cheating. I don't know if any brothers watching this video, you can't blame me for saying of the carnal shit that I would really go out to do, because know for a fact brothers will feel like doing the same shit too in some sense, because it's like, yo, this bitch literally tries to kill this nigga, and at the same time it's like, how the fuck do you, I'm just saying, as a judge, let this bitch go out on bail? And the bail is not even $1 million, bro, because for attempted murder like this, the bail is supposed to be at least $250,000 to $1 million. Just saying. That's supposed to be straight up 6-figure to $1 million. And if it's 6-figure, that's supposed to be $250,000. So I heard, I know some nigga that was in my high school, well, he was originally in my middle school. I was cool with him to some degree, but not really like closely cool with him. But he went to jail because like he took the murder charge for basically over a Don C hat, because apparently he was in the gang that one of the boys shot the father that tried to take the hat back, but at the same time it wasn't him that did it. He just took the blame for it, because sometimes when you in amongst that type of congregation, somebody got to take the fall for it, even if it's not the person who did it, because the cops don't really care who did it. They just want the reward for it, so they don't really care about arresting the actual criminal. So they eventually got to take someone out the group, and he ended up doing 25 to life, and I heard his bail is pretty much set at $250K, and that's basically $250,000. And this is over a Don C hat, and which is the hat could go as far as like some retailers sell it for like maybe $200 to $400, but the highest price that goes for it is $400. The Raiders football team, that Don C hat, the snakeskin. But yet, for some shit like this, now you mean to tell me you let this fucking spick nigga bitch, you let her pass for some, this is like an attempted murder that she did, something that's not supposed to be taken lightly. And at the same time, she had a felony warrant for her arrest for some other charge. And then some other articles I was looking through, they said that they gave her an ankle bracelet, which is like they have a monitor on her just to make sure that she don't go around the family of that guy Munoz, or go around anyone that he's closely associated with, or just to not even go around his house at all. So she basically, it's like a restraining order that the court had set up in a sense, with that whole ankle monitor. And let me bring out Proverbs chapter 6 verse 26. It says, "For by means of a whorish woman, man is brought to a piece of bread, and adulterers will hunt for the precious life." So the reason why I brought out that scripture is because I remember one of the articles also mentioned that how this man will, they were in a 3-year relationship, but then it's like he also made sure that he will go and give her some food to eat basically, and he will starve just to make sure that she eats and has a plate of food. That's how hard he was working for her. And you see, that's the reason why you don't really put all your trust into a woman, and because they'll have you doing more for them than you do for yourself, and they still not satisfied. And a lot of times you see them flexing on social media, you might think to yourself that they really are a good power couple and all this shit, that they got so much peace going on in their relationship, and it's not really as what it seems like. And a lot of times just flexing on social media. You don't understand the drama and the commotion that goes on behind the camera, you know. Let me bring out Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 26. It says, "And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape her from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her." And yeah, I'm just saying he was lucky to, you know, still be alive after this. But who knows if she might try to make a return and try to do some other crazy shit. But they said that she has to January to reappear in court, and Lord willing, they make her, you know, of course, do some time for what she did, and honestly raise that bail back to $1 million. Because how the fuck does a bail for attempted murder, first degree, go from $75K just to drop it down to $10K when this man is literally getting surgery, you know, fighting for his life, you know? And that goes to show you that even Jake's life is like, you another Kingdom Jake's too, I'm saying as well, because, you know, he's still from the nation of Israel, just like the so-called blacks and Native Americans as well. It just goes to show you that how the white man views your life, you know. They don't even give a damn about you, and then they put your woman above you and let this fucking spick bitch get away with a crime like this. And yet here it is, you got niggas that fucking go to jail and do some time because they missed on child support payments, right? Or probably driving with a suspended license or some shit. You know, I'm just saying, certain small offenses, you know, small little petty crimes basically. But yeah, you mean to tell me you let a fucking criminal like this get off on the fucking hook, all cause you claim that she got mental illness? Like, bro, how the fuck does that shit work? You know what I'm saying? Cause like, you know, Esau, like, I'm telling you, his criminal justice system, it just doesn't make no sense. And that's why the scriptures say that how, you know, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Cause, you know, you got the family of this guy that really wants to get this bitch arrested, you know, and they want for the bail to be risen up to a higher amount. And $1 million sounds reasonable. And honestly, she's supposed to be in that prison for a fucking good 25 years. She's supposed to be in one of those real bad prisons where, you know, you got dykes up in there fucking you know, beating the shit out of her and turning her into their bitches, you know, into their you know, turning her into their bitch. And basically she's supposed to be suffering in the worst prison you could possibly bring her to, you know, in the state of Texas or so, you know, the county prison. She's supposed to be suffering in there for a good 25 years. And that's why at some point, like, that second Ezra 15 and 16 has to come to pass, where scriptures say that how you know, that there shall be sedition amongst men, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Because you mean to tell me you got the government, they let bitches like this, you know, in certain states get off on the hook, right? Because, like, let's say now if the roles were reversed, and now if it was if he was the one to shoot her down, they would have they wouldn't probably give him bail at all, and they would have made sure that he served 25 years in prison, even if he had a mental illness. But a lot of times men having mental illness is underlooked, but a woman having mental illness is highly esteemed over a man. You know what I'm saying? That's how they look at it. So a lot of times, you know, the feminism, it does work in Eve's favor, of course, if it's against Jake. But now let's say if that guy happened to be an Edomite, you'd best believe they would have, you know, threw the whole book at her. So a lot of times when it's coming to certain cases like this, you know, they look at the races of both of the you know, the victim and the suspect. They look at the race, and they also, you know, pretty much look at the socioeconomic background, and they look at the genders too. You know, as soon as I saw some information like that, bro, that just That's just infuriated my whole soul, because I have heat for bitches like that, man. Crazy thing is, they let a bitch out like this so fucking quick after she just did some crazy shit like that. And then she was also reported of kicking his dog as well when they had a little dispute. So who knows if she will be the type of person to, you know, come after his family and, you know, do some more harm. You know, because this is really some shit that you see in Hollywood, how they let a motherfucker like this go off the hook. This bitch is a fucking Harley Quinn in real life, like straight up. See, that's why when Jacob's Trouble happens, yo, like, we don't feel bad for, well, anyone in general that suffers in that time, because it's meant for you to go through those type of scourges, you know. Scriptures mentioned in 2nd Ezra 16th chapter that those are scourges for amendment, you know. Just like how the Lord has to like purge his house, he has to really, you know, scourge and torture you niggas, man, and you fucking nigga woman. And we ain't gonna feel bad for neither you, especially you fucking nigga woman, man. Cause it's time for you to fall off that high horse that Esau has, you know, put you on, you know. And that's why, you know, being a woman in that time in Jacob's Trouble is gonna be the worst gender to ever possibly be. Especially if you're a wicked one, just like that bitch. But well, yeah, that's it on that though. You know, like to say, call on your lie, Yahweh, Bashem, Shah, Bashem, Kadash, the Ron, so positive, ultimate millstone, peace, citation, hopeful, election, one.